Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's severe weather update. Once again, the unusual June severe weather pattern continues as we have another moderate risk of severe weather today, this time across southwestern Kansas, western central to south central Oklahoma in the red, an enhanced risk in the orange from southwestern Kansas through southeastern Oklahoma, far north Texas, a slight risk from central Kansas through central Texas, across Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, southwest Georgia, and western Florida, and a marginal risk in the dark green, extending from eastern Colorado to central Texas to South Carolina and central Florida peninsula, as well as a marginal risk across portions of Ohio, Michigan, eastern Indiana. Looking at today's tornado threat, we once again have a 10% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location across far southwestern Kansas and northwestern Oklahoma, and this includes Woodward, Oklahoma. So make sure you're preparing for several tornadoes if you live in the small yellow area today, as we have once again an unusually elevated tornado threat for June. We have a 5% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location, both across southwest Kansas through central Oklahoma into north Texas, and across southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, western Florida Panhandle to the central Florida Panhandle, far southwestern Georgia. Cities in the 5% include Garden City, Liberal, Kansas, Oklahoma City, Norman, Moore, Oklahoma, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. In Texas, we have Wichita Falls and Fort Worth. And then across the deep south, we have Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, and Tallahassee, Florida, bordering on Dothan, Alabama. And we have a 2% chance of tornadoes extending from Kansas through southwest Arkansas, northern Louisiana, southwestern Mississippi, into north central Florida and southwest Georgia in the green. So once again, we're going to see several tornadoes today across this area, especially across Oklahoma, Kansas, and North Texas, I believe. So make sure you have your tornado shelter plan in place today if you live in these areas. And damaging winds. Once again, we have a 45% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location. From southwest Kansas through west central Oklahoma into south central Oklahoma, including Woodward, the Oklahoma City metro cities, and Fort Sill, a 30% chance of damaging straight line winds in the red from Garden City and Liberal, Kansas, all the way to Wichita Falls, Texas, and Greenville, Texas. A slight risk extending from Kansas through the south in the yellow, 5% wind risk in the brown areas. And we have a very large hatched area. Anywhere in this hatched area, you could be seeing wind gusts of over 75 miles per hour today. A derecho once again is possible from western Kansas through central to southeast Oklahoma into northeast Texas. If you're anywhere in this area, prepare for a derecho, as I believe that the atmospheric conditions are more favorable today for a textbook derecho than they were yesterday. So please prepare for very dangerous severe weather if you live in this pink red area especially, but anywhere from southwest Kansas to northeast Texas. And hail, we have a unusual 45% chance of quarter-size hail or larger within 25 miles of location across western Oklahoma, including Woodward and Fort Sill today, a 30% hail risk in the red extending into the Oklahoma City metro area and into southwest Kansas, a 15% hail risk from much of the southwestern half of Kansas through Oklahoma through Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, and across the south. And we have two areas where we could be seeing significant 2-inch hail or larger in diameter. One from West Texas through western half of Oklahoma to southwest Kansas, and the other across southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, western Florida. If you live anywhere in these hatched areas, park your cars in the garage today But if you live in the red and the pink area for hail today, you need to especially be parking your cars in the garage today. And if any of the storms comes near, you need to get indoors because over the last 3 days, we've seen hail as large as 5 to 5.5 inches in diameter. This is larger than grapefruit size, and this could very well happen again today, anywhere across the hatched areas and especially across the pink and red areas. So you need to be taking this hail threat very seriously today. If you live across western, central Oklahoma, southwest Kansas, even North Texas. Now, timing out the storms, 13Z run of the HRRR model. Storms are going to fire this afternoon in the plains around 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time. As we go into 5 o'clock, storm coverage is going to explode across southwest Kansas, west Oklahoma, northeastern Texas Panhandle. Going into 6 o'clock, the storm coverage is just going to increase. We're going to start to see very large hail producing storms on the Texas-Oklahoma border and more discrete supercells possible in southwest Oklahoma, northwest Texas. Going into 7 o'clock, my goodness, we're going to be seeing just widespread supercells producing very large hail, golf ball, baseball, softball, tennis ball size or larger. Going into 8 o'clock, this model looks very concerning, this model run here. Look at all these cells with these purples and pinks in the center. These are all potential storms that could be producing hail up to softball size. Baseball to softball size hail could be falling in any of these storms at 8 o'clock from Oklahoma City through south central Oklahoma, through even Dallas Fort Worth. You need to watch out, as some of these models are now moving the storms as far south as Dallas Fort Worth. Going into 9 o'clock across south central Oklahoma, north central Texas. Very large hail producing storms, very strong winds with these storms as well. Into 10 o'clock, storms are going to continue to push east of Dallas. Very large hail, extreme damaging winds continue. Going into 11 and 12 o'clock, like I said, you're in a slight risk, but you need to really pay attention if you live across northeast Texas from Greenville to Mount Pleasant to Longview to Texarkana, as models are consistently showing a very strong line of storms with very large hail and damaging winds moving through your area sometime around midnight. And even as we go into 1 and 2 a.m., gotta watch out. Northwest Louisiana, Shreveport, northeast Texas, storms will continue through at least 2 a.m., and this is where the model run ends. So once again, we have a very dangerous severe weather threat, this time across the plains. So if you live across northwest Texas, much of central western Oklahoma, southwest Kansas, you need to be preparing now for dangerous guerrilla hail, a derecho, and spin-up tornadoes. So make sure you are staying safe today if you live in these areas. Thanks for watching today's severe weather update. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day, my friends.